Hello, today we're going to look at how to do the initial setup of your Aspen account. The first thing you'll want to do after you log in and you've made your password change, if it prompts you to do that, you'll want to go up to Set Preferences. And here you will have a number of options. First of all, default locale. This you would want to choose English probably. You don't have to choose anything there. Default view, this is important. If you are a teacher or someone who wants to be mainly focused on individual classes, you want to choose staff view as your default view. Autosave interval, this you could set to any number, but I would encourage having a low number because you want to make sure that it's saving as you go along. List options, records per page. I would make this number high enough so that you can see all of the students that you're responsible for the whole year. For me, 150 works. For you, it might be 200 or it might be less. But if you have it fewer than the total number of students that you teach, what will happen is that you'll have to click through multiple pages to see all of your students. Show or lower page controls. I don't have that checked. You can play with that and see if those are controls that you want to have. Warn on save. This will be when you click OK or save on a screen, it will come up with a box that will confirm that you did save something. For home, you probably want to have announcements, favorites, student search, websites, and tasks. You can choose to display a calendar, but it does not actually display any information other than just a plain calendar of where the dates lie for that month. Security, this is where you would make any changes to email address. Your primary email address should be your Northampton Public Schools address. If you wanted to enter an alternate email, you could, but be aware that that means that people could be sending you things via that email. Security question, choose a security question, and you can also change your password from this screen. Gradebook. These are very important settings to get right, so let's take a moment to look at them. Shade alternate lines. This means that when you're looking at your gradebook screen, it's going to have two different colors. In fact, I can give you an idea of what that would look like. So you'll see here that there is a green color and a gray color and a white color, so we have these alternating lines to help it make it easier to read. Track administrator updates. I would have that checked. That way if a student is added to your class or removed from your class, you'll see that flagged. Tab direction. This would be when you are in your gradebook, when you hit the tab button, will it move across or down? So I personally prefer across, but you can choose to have it move down when you hit the tab button. Show studies. Do not have that checked. We don't have any studies in our school. Enable gradebook features. Yes, you want that checked so that you can enter your grades through the gradebook. Assignment column order. This can be set to ascending. So on the left-hand side will be the oldest assignments, and the far right of the page will have the most recent assignments. Descending is the exact opposite. Most recent assignments to the left, oldest assignments to the right. Or sequence number. If you wanted your assignments ordered in a way other than by due date, you can manually assign a sequence number to each assignment. This takes a lot of time, so you might not want to be bothered with that. But if that's something you're interested in, you can decide to go by sequence number. Show points in headers. If you have this set, what will happen is for each assignment, it will tell you on your gradebook how many points that assignment is worth. So you'll see this is a 1-point assignment, this is a 5-point assignment. If you don't want to see that information in the header of your scores page, just uncheck that. Show category names in headers. Again, this will show my category. Here are my different categories. It shows them in the header of my assignments. Publish assignment statistics. If you want parents and students to see what the class average is on an assignment, you can check this. Personally, I choose not to do that. Show student alerts. Yes, you want to see information about 504s and other critical information about students. Course selection recommendation does not need to be checked off. Anchor averages will display the average for the student at the left-hand side of your gradebook. So if you'd like to be able to see that information on the left, you would check anchor averages. Missing assignments. Show missing assignment column will create a column on the left-hand side of your gradebook, and it will tell you how many assignments each student is missing. Count empty as missing would mean any assignment for which you have not entered a grade, any assignment that has a blank box, would be counted as missing. Show unscored. This would be, let's say you create an assignment that has a future due date. If this is not checked off, then that assignment would not show up until the due date. With it checked, it will show up in my gradebook before the due date. Averages. This is something that you'll really want to think about. Here you will set the default weighting, so that would be when you first go into each class, it will default to this setting. However, each individual class can be changed from this averaging scenario. So it's important to understand the different weighting types. You see that there are 4 options, and it's really important to choose the right one when you are setting up your class. Once you start creating assignments, things can get really messy if you decide to change your weighting later on. But again, in this preferences screen, we're just setting the default. Each individual class could have a different weighting. So the different types of weighting. Category only gives each category of assignments a weight. However, within each category, all of the assignments are given the same weight. So if you had these categories, homework, tests, and quizzes, all the tests within this category would be weighted the same, even if some were entered as 50 points and some were entered as 100 points. They'd all be averaged together, weighted the same, and then the tests category would have a certain percentage weight within the final grade. You would choose category and assignment if you want the category to have a weight and if you want to be able to adjust the weight of individual assignments within the category. Total points is just as it sounds. It takes, each assignment is assigned a specific number of points. It takes the total points that students earned, divides it over the total number of possible points, and then arrives at an average. Category total points gives each category a percent weight. Then, within each category, you would assign different point values to different assignments. So that differs from the category and assignment weighting in this way. With category and assignment weighting, I could have 5 homework assignments. Each assignment could be worth 5 points, but then I could adjust the weight of each assignment and say this assignment is worth twice what another assignment is worth. With category total points, as I create assignments, I change the number of points that the assignments are worth. So if I made all of my homework assignments 5 points each, they would all be weighted the same. If I want one assignment to count more within the average, then I would make that homework assignment more points. So it's a subtle difference. If you are unsure about which to choose, you might want to check in with some of your colleagues and ask what they're using and have them help you make that choice. So once you've made that default choice, then you can choose how many decimal places you want the gradebook to display. It could display 1 decimal place after the point, or you could have 0 if you only want it to show round numbers. Grade scale, you should click on the magnifying lens and choose high school grade scale. Semester cumulative average would take your quarter 1 and quarter 2 grades or your quarter 3, quarter 4 grades and average them together and display them on your gradebook page. You might find that helpful. In communication options, most people are not using forums, so you probably don't need to worry about this. You will notice that if your photo has been taken during the regular school picture day, there will be a school photo posted here, and you can choose to have that photo be used for various functions on the website. Click OK, and that will save your preferences. Now you'll want to go to video 2 of the series on getting your gradebook set up.